Hi, my name is Sherry. I'm 23 years old, and I'm making this video to tell people about my experience with the antibiotic Cipro. I was 22 at the time when I took it. It was last August of 2011. It's been a year now since that I've been going through this, and I was given Cipro in the hospital for a UTI. I was prescribed it for 7 days, 2 pills a day, 500 milligram each. By the third day, I had developed severe anxiety and depression. I was just crying nonstop. My head it didn't feel right. Like I wasn't me. And I even started developing suicidal thoughts, and that was terrifying to me because I had never had any kind of thought like that before, and I had no idea what was going on. By the 5th day, I just started developing severe pain in my legs. It was so bad that, I was screaming. I immediately went to my doctor, and he, told me to stop taking the medicine, and I was also extremely, extremely sick that week. I could not eat at all. My mom tried to, force me to eat a smoothie or a piece of bread or something like that. I was just so sick. It tore my stomach up. And I was just waking up every day crying, just bawling for no apparent reason. Like I couldn't tell anyone why I was crying. I was just crying. And the pain was terrible. It was so terrible. It was just in my calves in the beginning. And over the next few weeks, the pain spread from my calves to my knees, and then it went to my ankles and my feet and in my toes. It was all in the bottom part of my body. I was just in severe pain. And then as time went on, that pain did move to every other joint, tendon, and muscle in my body. It was really bad in my hands and my wrists. I could not even hold a fork. For a good 7 months, my mom had to help me wash and dry my hair because I couldn't dry my own hair because my hands hurt so bad. It was really bad in my elbows as well. I had to go to the store, and I had to buy wraps for every joint. I had wraps on both elbows, both hands, both knees, both ankles. The pain was just so severe. It was a lot of tendon pain as well as muscle pain. I also had a lot of nerve damage pain. And I can't take any pain medicines for this throughout this whole time because my stomach is so torn up that the pain medicine would just make things worse. It also affected my mental function quite largely. It's called brain fog, and basically you just can't focus on anything, and your mind is just blank half the time, and you feel completely spaced out. It would be hard for me to watch TV. I spent most days just laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to music, just not able to focus on anything, talk to people, watch TV. I still, to this day, cannot read a book. It's been a year, and my mental clarity is still so bad that I cannot read a book. I'm 23 years old, and I can't read. It's really, the brain fog has gotten a little better than it was in the beginning, but it's still terrible. Like, I'll have one good day followed by 5 bad days, and people don't understand. Like, I feel stupid half the time because someone will tell me to do something, and I'll forget it 2 seconds later. I'll get in the car to drive somewhere, and I'll start driving, and then I'll forget where I'm going. And, I turn around and go back home because I've forgotten what I was going to go do. People will ask me, something that should be common knowledge about, anything, and I won't know the answer, and they'll look at me like, why don't you know this? Like, everyone knows this, and my head's just blank. And that's really hard for me to be this young and my head function to be this bad right now. Ever since taking Cipro, my stomach has been terrible. I did have some stomach issues before taking the Cipro, but taking the Cipro has just catapulted everything into overdrive. I've developed multiple food intolerances and chemical sensitivities. I can no longer eat dairy, gluten, sugar, soy, any carbs. I can't eat carbs at all right now. For like the first 8 months or so, I was able to eat antibiotic-free meat. So I was eating chicken, turkey, beef, antibiotic-free tilapia. So I was doing okay. But about 3 months ago, all of a sudden I started becoming sensitive to meat. I would eat the meat and I got really sick. I developed a fever. I was sick for days, so I had to quit eating it. So the past 3 months, I've been eating the same things every day. I can only eat organic vegetables, and there's about probably 5 vegetables that I can eat right now that are okay for my diet. So I eat the same vegetables and the same salad every day. The only snacks I can have is nuts, walnuts, pecans, and almonds. And I've been eating the same thing every day, vegetable-wise, for the past 3 months. And I have had the addition of meat to that for the past year. So I can't go out to eat with my family. I can't go out to eat with my boyfriend. I can't go over to family gatherings or friends gatherings, or I can't go anywhere without taking my own food and watching everybody eat everything else that I can't have. And not being able to eat, to me, is the least of my worries, but it's still really hard for me to see people eat all this that I can't. Like, I love sweets and I love pizza, and like right now I would kill to eat a cracker. I did cheat once and I ate one bite, probably about this big, of a chocolate chip cookie, and I was up the rest of that night itching everywhere. It's like my whole body was just itching from that small piece of cookie. And I can't get in swimming pools now because the chlorine, I react to the chlorine. But back to the pain factor, it has just, this Cipro has just completely destroyed my life. I couldn't walk at all for a good 7 months. For 7 months, I did not leave my house at all, except to go to doctors and grocery stores. And when I went there, I used a wheelchair. I couldn't type on the computer. I couldn't do anything but basically lay in bed and sit on the couch and just cry. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. And I was losing so much hope. And probably around month 7, my upper body pain did get a little bit better. It got to the point where I wouldn't hurt my arms, my hands, unless I used them a lot. Like if I play a video game right now, my hands will hurt. If I sit down and type a long email for 15 minutes or so, my hands will hurt. But they don't hurt if I don't do those things repetitively. It was around month 7 that I did get a boyfriend, and he really helped me in the sense of me keeping my sanity. He's being very understanding with me not being able to walk much, and he has gotten me to push myself a little bit further. Around month 7 to where I am at now, at a year out, I am finally able to stand up and walk for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But anytime that I have to be standing up for longer than that and there's nowhere for me to sit down, I am in a wheelchair. I still can't go shopping by myself. I can't go to the mall. I can't go on a walk with my dog. I can't I can't do anything that normal